I like feeling that kind of like that palpable spirit of competition in the air. Roasters are really great. They're most people are really kind, and we actually have a lot of time talking with each other and making connections. So I think using competition to make those connections in Portland, I think is something I'm really looking forward to. My name is Sam LaRobardier, and I own Theory Coffee Roasters. We have 3 cafes in Redding, California, and a bakery, and we're a coffee roastery as well. I started off as just as a roaster, that roasting wholesale grew into the cafes and the bakery and that sort of thing. But we roast 3 days a week on a Diedrich IR12. The heavy focus on really nice Ethiopian coffees. We source coffees from all over the world, but I'd say the star of the show is typically our Ethiopian coffees. So,
yeah. How did you get into coffee? Was it always a roaster, or were you took the barista path, or what drew you to coffee?
Well, my dad went on a trip to Guatemala and went to an open air market in Chichicastenango and bought 10 pounds of green coffee. So he brought that home as a gift for me, and we put the coffee in the oven to cook it, if you will, and created a big, huge smoky mess. We just didn't know what we didn't know at the time, but that particular process didn't work out, but it got the wheels spinning and got me thinking, like, if that's not how you do it, how do you do it? And so I just started doing some kind of crude home roasting methods, and eventually scaled that up, just incrementally, just kind of iteration by iteration into selling coffee. Started off selling coffee on a convert barbecue grill.
Oh, wow.
So there's a few roasters out there that started on barbecue grills. So I'm one of those guys, and somehow was able to land some wholesale accounts and that sort of thing, roasting coffee off of a barbecue grill, and then eventually scaled up to the Diedrich IR12, which kind of made me feel a little bit like legitimized in business. So once I got that IR12, the rest is kind of history. So just started building the wholesale, doing a lot of events, selling at farmers markets, that sort of thing. So that's kind of how I got started in the coffee roasting game.
And it's so cool. Yeah. I did hear other people bring up the barbecue grill, popcorn maker, like other kind of contraptions.
Yep.
Yeah.
We all have it's not, everybody's story is not the same, but people always want to know, like, how do you get started roasting? I'm like, get out of your popcorn popper and go for it.
Yeah, in Hawaii, we hosted a prelim, and I think one of the roasters almost took first place, used something like that to submit their 2 pounds. Yeah.
Serious? That's crazy.
Yeah. So, talking about Portland, you're advancing, you're a finalist. What was your path to Portland? Did you take the prelim route, or did you go straight to qualifiers in Denver?
I went through the prelims. So I did prelims in Oakland and placed third at the prelims. And so that got me the auto pass to the qualifiers. Yeah.
And competition experience, you've competed before, right?
This is my second U.S. coffee roasting championship competition. I haven't made it to the main event before, but I've done prelims and qualifiers one other time. So you learn a lot along the way. So I I think every time you do it, hopefully you're learning something, and applying that to your next time. And I think that's what this qualifiers was a result of, just learning, what are the judges looking for? What is this competition actually about? Like, what's the core of the competition? And just trying to narrow it down so that you hit, everything that you can possibly hit to give yourself the best opportunity to move on to the next competition.
Yeah, because sweetness and balance is worth double, right? For the scoring. Yeah. How was the experience with the compulsory coffee for qualifiers?
It was an interesting coffee. Had a little age to it. Also had a really high acidity. It was easy for the acidity to be quite tart and overpowering in the coffee. So you really had to figure out how to balance the acidity. And then, the other thing that I ran into is the flavors could be, you could get complexity of flavor, but then the flavors were not actually like the most appealing, kind of herbal and some minor like woody notes. And so you had to really figure out how to create like flavor complexity and then balance the acidity with sweetness and a little bit of body, because it wasn't a heavy bodied coffee. So
the format for roasting competition particularly definitely does change as it gets to when you get to the championship level. What's your experience on Stronghold? Like, is there a Stronghold nearby in Reading, or you're gonna get some time to train on it before Portland?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I have two options. I'm either gonna go visit my buddy Rudy in Tijuana. Rudy took third in the U.S. Coffee Roasting Championship last year. He has a Stronghold. Or I'm gonna go down to Houston to the Stronghold headquarters and put in a few days on the Stronghold before the competition. That's really important.
Awesome.
Zero experience on it.
Yeah, it's talking to a lot of roasters. Yeah, it's a new type of it's a completely different experience. So yeah, I'm really interested hearing about how you all are adapting. The last question. So, what are you most excited heading to the U.S. Coffee Roasting Championship?
I am a competitive person by nature, and I think moving through the qualifiers and feeling the feeling the intensity of this next round of competition. I like feeling that kind of like that palpable spirit of competition in the air. Roasters are really great. They're most people are really kind, and we actually have a lot of time talking with each other and making connections. So I think using competition to make those connections in Portland, I think is something I'm really looking forward to. And I would love to win. I would love to win. I think I'm looking forward to competing hard and just giving my all, and seeing where that stacks up. I think that's also really interesting information. My business coach says pros like to be measured, so I agree with that. I think these competitions are a good way to kind of measure where you're at in regards to other people that are equally as passionate and skilled at their craft, and to see where you stack up. So I like that process as well.
That's a great answer. And we were talking before we recorded, and I learned you're also a Q grader, so you have that sensory skill set to help you throughout that process. So yeah, well, thank you so much, Sam, for the time, and looking forward to seeing you in Portland.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate chatting with you.